On 30th January 2017, Mr. Obin again wrote to C&J Alaska for undertaking mining activities illegally without obtaining all the requisite permits and approvals. Again, on 2nd October 2017, Honorable John Peter Amayu, the first MPP Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, wrote to C&J Alaska regarding the Dwabo concession and directed that in view of the fact that the C&J Alaska does not have a valid mining operating permit and that the ministry has not yet ratified their mining lease, they were directed not to carry out any mining operations in the concession until their mining lease has been ratified. Ladies and gentlemen, the mining activities of this company have resulted in the destruction of many forest reserves in Ghana and the diversion of the course of the Ofin River. Yet this is the company the president's nephew, Gabi Ochredakon, sought to shield and defend. What Gabi Ochredakon sought to do was essentially to use his influence in the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government to defend a company which has been responsible for the destruction of the Diaso, Krobo, and Aprapama forest reserves. Mr. Ochredako's impunity must be called out and condemned by every well-meaning Ghanaian. Here is a company destroying our environment, yet enjoys protection from the military, and no less a person than the nephew of President Akufo-Addo. And here let me say shame to all the media personalities who are shamelessly defending the impunity of Gabi Ochredakon. What is even more condemnable but unsurprising, obstructionist nephew in. But ladies and gentlemen, how could the mother serpent of corruption rein in Gabi Ochredakon when his actions and inactions clearly show that he is himself an enabler, promoter, and beneficiary of Galamsey? Now we move to the seat highlights. Ladies and gentlemen, the Frimpong Boateng report also fingered very senior and leading figures within the Akufo-Addo Bawumia MPP government for allegedly acting in ways that essentially compromised the fight and rather promoted the activities of people who were engaged in illegal mining. Former senior minister and now presidential advisor Honorable Yawosafo Mafo, for instance, is cited by the report to have allegedly used his influence to defend and whitewash an alleged money laundering activity by one Seth Mante, a journalist who was arrested for laundering money from the sale of seized excavators. And the journalist is the one you have on the screen, Seth Mante. This, the journalist did for and on behalf of one John Oforiata, the then regional security coordinator for the Central Region, and Horace Ekwewusi, former vice chairman of the MPP in the Central Region, who was indicted by Frimpong Boateng for the 500 missing excavators. In similar vein, Mr. S.K. Boafo, a leading member of the New Patriotic Party and then board chairman of the Minerals Commission, was also cited for allegedly sabotaging the work of the Interministerial Committee Against Illegal Mining relative to the implementation of a successful community mining program. It is sad to know, our distinguished friends from the media, that the Frimpong Boateng Galamsey report identifies the Eastern Region, President Akufo-Addo's own backyard, as the headquarters of almost intractable and uncontrollable illegal mining activities. At the center of these activities are several New Patriotic Party bigwigs and government functionaries, according to Frimpong Boateng. Notable among whom is Captain Koda of the Presidential Security Detail. You can see him on the screen. Captain Koda is reported to have demanded the release of excavators being used by illegal miners at Enyinam who discharge mining residue directly into the Brim River. The said illegal mining site allegedly belonged to the MP for Asenia Kroso Manson, Honorable George Kwame Abuaje, according to the report. You can also see the Honorable Member of Parliament on the screen. Finally, that is highlight number 8. Ladies and gentlemen, perhaps the height of impunity was when an MPP youth organizer for Chedi was said to have been excavating for gold in the backyard garden of President Akufo-Addo's residence in Chebi. Yet, President Akufo-Addo got no wind of this from national security operatives who guard his house or his elaborate security detail. As I have already indicated, the only thing that can explain this scandalous revelation is that President Akufo-Addo is himself complicit in the illegal Galamsey menace. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen of the media, if there was any doubt that the so-called fight against illegal mining by the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia MPP government has been a sham, then this is the clearest evidence yet again. The Frimpong Boateng report confirms one truth, that illegal mining activities have been a free-for-all enterprise for many in the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia MPP administration. From ministers, presidential staffers, and other associates in government, to national, regional, constituency, and unit committee executives of the New Patriotic Party, their agents, personal assistants, relatives, and financiers. Many are neck deep and are either engaged in or promoting illegal mining with reckless abandon. The details of the Professor Frimpong Boateng report are simply scandalous, scary, sordid, pervasive, and rotten to the core. We now know how the 500 seized excavators were sold by people entrusted to take care of those seized equipment. And today we are asking, if they thought we have forgotten, we have not forgotten, we are asking them, where are the over 500 missing excavators? Ladies and gentlemen, there is now ample evidence about how military and police officers and other men in uniform who were funded by the state and taxed to help fight Galamsey were rather used to protect illegal mining sites belonging to government and MPP officials and their foreign collaborators. It is sad to know that Ghana today has a commander-in-chief who sends soldiers into harm's way for parochial gain. Major Mohammed's death and the misuse of Ghanaian soldiers by this Galamsey government is another reason for a public inquiry into the Frimpong Boateng Galamsey report. The Frimpong Boateng Galamsey report has indeed shocked the conscience of the nation, and no amount of half-witted and half-hearted explanations from the presidency or government can whitewash this great infamy. President Akufo-Addo's complicity in this whole scandal has been further magnified by the fact that this stinking report has been on his desk since 2021, 2 years ago. Can you believe it? Yet he has woefully failed to act on sin. We are of the view that the only way to establish the truth and get to the bottom of the issues contained in the Professor Frimpong Boateng Galamsey report is for Parliament to institute a publicly televised and bipartisan inquiry into this report, which essentially is an obituary of President Akufo-Addo's monumentally failed fight against illegal mining. The special prosecutor on his part must act with alacrity by probing the Frimpong Boateng Galamsey reports and prosecute all government officials, MPP functionaries, and persons who have perpetrated serious crimes against the state as contained in the reports. The Ghanaian people deserve this probe because millions of taxpayers' money has gone down the drain in the name of fighting illegal mining. Now that it has been confirmed that all the so-called fights, Operation Vanguard, Galam Stop, we are buying drones to fight Galamsey, I am putting my presidency on the line. Now that we have confirmed that everything was a charade, our nation stands united, crying for justice. Anything short of a bipartisan inquiry into this matter will be fiercely resisted. Because people who, for their own greed and selfishness, destroy water bodies, knowing very well that water is life. People who, for their own selfishness and greed, destroy our vegetation, knowing that when the last tree dies, the last man dies, are murderers who must not be shielded. Any country that has no firm grip over the protection of its forests, nature reserves, wetlands, and biodiversity is one that is doomed to extinction. It is sad to say that Ghana is fast approaching this scary reality under the Akufo-Addo Bawumia MPP administration, who are busy destroying all our vegetative buffers and water bodies to satisfy their greed and selfishness. As a further step to back our demands, the NDC shall formally, in the coming days, submit a request to both the Clerk of Parliament and the Office of the Special Prosecutor to initiate the necessary investigations into the gold mafia documentary as it relates to Ghana and the Galamsey report of Professor Frimpong Boateng. And before I conclude, you can see a snapshot of the faces of Galamsey campaigns in Ghana according to Professor Frimpong Boateng's Galamsey reports. They are all there, drawing inspiration for the two people in the middle of the circle, President Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Friends from the media, it is our fervent hope and firm belief that these very serious issues will not be swept under the carpet, and that the special prosecutor in Parliament will rise to the occasion in order to stop the continuous desecration of our presidency and environment by President Akufo-Addo, his vice Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, and the ruling New Patriotic Party. Thank you very much for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Thank you very much. I can see from your faces that you don't have any immediate questions for me. So I would like to do a quick summary of the presentation in Chi. I've been speaking for about 40 minutes. I intend to do the summary in just about 10-15 minutes so that we can wrap up the presentation. So I would like to plead with the English stations, please stay in your positions. Leave your cameras in position because the account presentation is equally important. Okay, so I'm told that the Seth Mante picture we projected, there was a mishap somewhere. Yes, I can see from your faces because you know Seth Mante very well. He's your colleague. Yes, a very bad colleague of yours. This is Seth Mante, just for those who don't know him. This is Seth Mante. Yes. Oh, I'm told he has friends in the room, but I know the one you pointed to. I know he had no hand in that money laundering scheme. He actually laundered the proceeds of the sale of the over 500 missing excavators for the likes of Ekuawusi and the then Central Regional Security Coordinator. That is according to Professor Frimpong Boateng's report, not Sami Jefi. Abuzianfoa yeshia wa ha. Ye mamu nyina mo ha. Ene ye frɛ mo a ɛyɛ nsɛm mienu a edi afra ɛho nkɔmɔ ɛna ye frɛ nsɛm mmra ne yeni. De edi kan ɛyɛ nhwehwɛmu bi a nsɛmtwerɛ adwumayɛkuo a ye frɛ mo Al Jazeera omo aye no mo de aba beto abonten. Nhwehwɛmu a ɔmato ne din Gold Mafia documentary. Ɛyɛ nhwehwɛmu a ɛfa akrɔmfoɔ ne nipa bɔnefoɔ bi a ɔmo nam kwati kwan so na ɔmo boa amampanyi ahodo a ɔmo wia ɔmo man sika na ɔmo atimi di saa sika a ɔmo wia no asie. Na kwan a ɔmo boa saa amampanyinfoɔ na ɔmo yɛ dwirim no ɛde ɔmo sika sie ne sɛ ɔmo ɛyɛ gold smuggling. Ɔmo smuggle gold. Ɔmo boa saa amampanyinfoɔ na ɔmo yɛ dwirim no ɛde ɔmo sika sie ne sɛ ɔmo ɛyɛ gold smuggling. Ɔmo smuggle gold. Deɛ di kan deɛ tɔ so biem ɔmo san so ɛgyegye contracts free saa aban ahodoɔ no hɔ. As a contract no ɛyɛ kwan anadan na ɛwɔ so ɔmo si na ɛyɛ 10 Ghana cedis na ɛwɔ so yɛde si a na aban mu mpanyinfoɔ akorɔ akyɛ di. Enti nhyira nka nyame sɛ Al Jazeera foɔ ɔmo atimi adɔ saa ensemi mu asukɔ na de etua mu nyina no ɔmo de aba. Na mame nkyerɛ mu sɛ saa nhwehwɛmu a Al Jazeera foɔ ayɛ ɛmfa Ghana nkoa ho ɛfa amamman bebree ho. Na nka de emu bi yɛhwehwɛ ne sɛ nka Ghana koraa no yɛdin ɛmmam. Nanso awerɛhosɛm ne sɛ yɛ mampanyi ɔmampanyi Akufo-Addo ne din aba saa nhwehwɛmu no mu. A sɛ wotwɛ Al Jazeera foɔ nhwehwɛmu no a ɔmo de aba betu dwa na deɛ wɔ mu nyinaa ne sɛ yɛfrɛ owura bi Alistair Matthias. N'adwuma a ɔyɛ ne sɛ ɔno deɛ ɔsmuggle gold efiri Ghana. Ɔno ananum asɛm hwɛ videos a yɛabobɔ ne ha ne bia. Ɔsɛ afe bosome baako ɔde 1 ton of gold ɛna ɔsmuggle free Ghana worth over $80 million. Ɔsmuggle free Ghana ne kyerɛ sɛ oni license a yɛde to gold export. Into ɔfa kwan bɔne so ne to gold no export abrawo ntua to bi ama Ghana. Na ɔsmuggle according to Sir Alistair Matthias nipa a ɔhyɛ ne kutupa na ɔbɔ n'akyi dɔm na ɔboa no ma ne timi smuggle gold no ɛnyɛ obi asɛ ɔman yi nyina agya yɛ mampanyi ɔmampanyi Akufo-Addo. Alistair Matthias no ɔno ananum asɛm a waka akyerɛ Al Jazeera foɔ a no mo yɛ saa nhwehwɛmu yi ne sɛ ɔmampanyi Akufo-Addo yɛ n'adamfoɔ ne ne kɔ nakrana na mmerɛ bi a etwa mu kura no na ɔyɛ ne lawyer. Yate sɛ ebinom si ɔmampanyi Akufo-Addo ogyae legal practice akyɛ nti saa asɛm wɔ yɛnyɛ nokorɛ. Mo a mo nya lawyer foɔ no yɛbɛsrɛ sɛ ma mo mfa saa asɛm no na adaw. Me a me gyina yɛ me yɛ lawyer. Amanyo sɛm adwuma a meyɛ ma NDC amanyo konti I am not in active legal practice. But I don't nkyerɛ sɛ to me nyɛ lawyer for an individual. So the fact that President Akufo-Addo was not in active legal practice does not mean that he could not have been the personal lawyer of Matthias and his company. Now, Alistair Matthias, he said, and yes, I know you're no numqua. Oka ayonkofa eda oni ɔmampanyi Akufo-Addo ntem ene mwa ɔmampanyi Akufo-Addo de boa no mani timi de smuggle gold free Ghana biye no. Ɔkyerɛ mu sɛ ɔmampanyi Akufo-Addo ama ne contracts bebree. Da baako mpo de contract baako ɔmampanyi Akufo-Addo de ma no. Na sika ɛda so no yɛ $100 million. Titi sika no ene wohwɛ dollar equivalent ya a bear 1.2 trillion cedis once a year. Now, the contract no man penya kufuado neba wumia de man no. Wanye Gumano or the Coma company fufro at a price of $80 million. Enti one not one pam onya $20 million free money. And I'll say on offer $20 million ni mu $5 million. And or the $50 million in the Coma or man penya kufuado any abemum penny for. Enti ebusuafo we asem we mu edro businessman obroni kese bia ni what say Matthias Elista obetna wona wakeka contrast like this all ye achira manfo abrawo ni dia woka na busuafo we nye emre di kan a asem bi say abagana enche ye kra semtroni anas awimi ya wanas di omampenya kufuado wo position o ka kire yen say owoni mu gidie nti obedi akonya or the principle never quit ya catastrophe proyen. Sa na si koye nhwehwemu bi otu ni din number 12. Enum ne ehu former president of Ghana Football Association Kwesi Nyantechi oje bribe akese ewo mampanyi Ekufuado edin mu. Asemi baye semtrofo mo boa MPP fo ebinum enya mu nyina mo boa MPP fo emo mo ka hye muzi o Kwesi Nyantechi no odwa nanum kwa papa iso onye nipa hunu bi kwa obetumi akeka nsem bisa because tie asem wana Kwesi Nyantechi kanimpo a wanka se fasika ne mame na me fa nkomo omampanyi o se mame fa won ko ne fasika ne nkomo omampanyi na je se ya adwuma oni omampanyi Ekufuado taye Kennedy Japan so babonti maybe etwembe ka the same thing so omampanyi Ekufuado asoye wo pese wo hu omampanyi na vice president I just say we to adamude bribe $20,000 yan hwem nanse ya omampanyi Ekufuado abedi akire owura bawomia so ne de bae anasa wimi ya anasa ya ne kofa bae o se galamse economy hwehwemu yehu Minister of State Charles Adubuan on video all catch investors say mo pese me de mo ko hia owura bawomia policy ni say I just say what you have bribe $250,000 and also so ebinum ka so no odwa nanum keke now your minister now just bribe $250,000 now am fan koma bawomia na investor ni nyakwan ko hia bawomia nya wanim ne begu ase and we heard kwan na Charles Adubuan e fa so kasa na e che say ya de a wa ya che ni su ni ne ban no and so centrofo bi ka same way e share so no odwa nanum keke abusuafo Alista Matthias de die enya nu bia keke because papa na chirem papa e fact say o company o Ghana ye from gold tress gold adwuma bi no mo ye o sate ye adwuma nye ne NDC abrasumpo no ye che no ema ye de ne ma Dubai for kodi na asem when a criminal complaint was filed against him by a partner enti e ya asem a eni se ye ne kataso mu aso e was a special prosecutor odi na nidi asem we achi na e was a ye mra hye bedwafo e wo parliament so omo ye nhwehwemu enye party sem nhwehwemu but as on my ye be ye nhwehwemu afa sansem we ho na aba TV so na obi ahu bi because a fina aba beka Ghana no e kan obi a whether you are NDC or MPP na okoso ye koso e brushing nyema we under the capital sweeping no under the capital eno na e hye omampanyi ni mpanyifo kutupa e mo ye de ye ne mo enu ti de ye ka afa sa asem no na de ye ka biom ne se wo hwe Ajazira fo nhwemu o maye ya eno ena di adanse e kire ye die nti a omampanyi eko a oka asa obeko atia galamsey no ankosi aga no because sa illegal gold purchases just a gold na Alista Matthias mo esmogo no munya no we e galamsey fo ya and the ton de ma wo mo in fact sa Ajazira nhwemu o maye eno no na wo say Ghana for ye dwen sa gold for oil na office of Bawumia eye ni bebrebe no ye dwen ho yie pa because gold for oil ni nyina asechire ne se aban se oni dollar o de be ma BDC samo mo de akokra fa nwa ba enu nti no o de cedi ebe kwa akoto gold na o de to gold ni wi o de gold na kwa brochira koton no de abroche o de gold ni kwa brochira koton wi obenya dollar onya dollar on fa ma back to Ghana emre BDCs no emo mo fa nkokra oil ne mba omo ankasa de dollar no be kra oil na e de aba enti mu mi so mo se gold no omo to no we he na gold no kro omo to no bo sen na omo kwa akoton wa sen ne da so na de deda so ni nyina no hwan chen na ekọ na accounts be no mo ye kire Ghana for anamra shebedwafo. So these are very serious issues. Al Jazeera for you mu yomo de abe e wo se ma ye dwen ho asoman. Na ene o share Professor Frimpong Boateng reporter ababeda abonten a amana beda di se NDC fo yensem a yaka na ebinum ntie no na ye no kretrudo ya friends em trofo nhie mu bebri wa ha ya ka kire Ghana for so mampanya kufu adoni owura Bawumia omonya no kwafo na omuni opepe bia so mo be ko atia galamsey na sa I am putting my presidency on the line ni nyina abrofo akese ni nyina no eye frakadam eye krokro de jon ye kan ye binum so sa me jamfi mu de om pekasa dodo NDC for de sa enei mpenyifo senka bomochichie finsu ase be ka tro so danche me wayi ni na chinye Professor Frimpong Boateng de onye bomochichie o oyo denchem nua na abeka che so denchem ewu because on na ye minister na ohwe galamsey kun no so ene o ma ye hu se sa o mampanya kufu ado ba na illegal mining na ye hye Ghana for emfidie people with the license to do small scale mining ye hye omo excavators ye ku Ghana de hye wo kwaben na omo deputy speaker Joe Wise no mo ka se uhu obi no ye galamsey abonitu oku no na aban na nkasa e the permit ne license e ma China for say omonko forest reserve mu enko ye galamsey u read the report na Frimpong Boateng say aban bia ni wa wabetena Ghana konwa so a wase Ghana kwa ye che o mampanya kufu ado akonya aban weda according to Frimpong Boateng abusuafo enya no nko Frimpong Boateng report no san so kiremu say ena okọ mampanya kufu ado ne officer mpenyimfo bi wa oni omo ye adwuma ye frɛ ba ko Lord Comey oye head of operations ba ko oye presidential staff at Charles Niteko Tego ba ko ye special assistant of chief of staff ye friend Protozua Frank Asiedu Bequin omo nyina e bo galamsey fo ho ban a omo ye galamsey dendende de say akwaye ne nsuo ebiem Frimpong Boateng kyerɛ sɛ opanyi Sir John one na kora bi a ye frɛ no Charles Owusu emra Sir John ti ase no sam panyimfo yi ebo wura ya kwaye mu we China fo a omo de galamsey sɛ ya kwaye nyina ebrem wo ye Frimpong Boateng report no kyerɛ mu sɛ opanyi bi a ne ye frɛ no Honorable Joseph Albert Kwam or a member of parliament for Manson Kwanta no sanso da Minerals Commission board so community mining no mo ka so mo ye no Frimpong Boateng kyerɛ sɛ opanyi ejeje concessions bebre a oton ba ku bia ma galamsey for China for ba ku bia 2 billion old Ghana cedis ebiem Frimpong Boateng report no wasanso kyerem sɛ omampanya kufu ado wo faase a ye frɛ no gabi okyere da ko ono so emra tax force omo kwatia galamsey no ekwache company bi a ye from Imperial Heritage Imperial Limited infidie gabi okyere da ko ifrɛ ono Frimpong Boateng sɛ onya yo mu fidie emfa ma wo no yet sa company ye company a ene okwa amanse a Krobo Forest Reserve Apamprama Forest Reserve omo de galamsey ase ni nyina o ka omo say ye prospecting the excavator na ye prospecting ye the drilling machines Ye 2 trenches. And yes, excavator near the prospecting. Into a more prospecting license. Who be so more because there were documents in and so na galamsey na no more. NDC abreso ye raton yobin. Etche almost or more ye galamsey. Stop here more. Even Peter Mewubet na kunyanso and aban way or not so stop more. So company way your company ayo musuni or more ban say. Or more back share prospecting license a cheese no more illegal mining. This is the company Gabi Ochredako. Now we will defend you more. Now more say Gabi a lawyer and no yen edumano. Pamacho a lawyer for your law school ye chere say. Yet o client won ba asema let any chere. Na dia kwa command institution chrono. Say kwan amode me client yi fa so yi. Enye mra kwan so. O fa phone na o frefre ministers e no chere so person chere say o tumi bi. And that is what Gabi did. Lawyers are not trained to do that. Now, company or track record of doing galamsey under the pretext of prospecting. Oh, yeah, cause on their behalf. Then, yeah, Omo Fona Omudine was said, yeah, they won't answer so, yeah, they a bow. Interbution for already offering Pom Boatin report to Limua air time. And they Ghana, Yensunina, I say, Yamama who River Cobra, River Pra, River Brave, River Faint. The best Ramon Central was a monfa, Mocameras, and Corona Ghana for whom the ensue naye. And a Ghana Water Company, Crano, Egu, because Enra almost told a treaty ensue no, and what car cost more than 10. Okom Yamia ensue de da. Nipanum Siowi, Yakacho say Nipanum Siowi, I win. But I have been there with some of you, and you know that people drink this water. And omunu munsuo na yarde wa bebre no munya. And yet President Akufo-Addo on fa ho. O man penya be de cheba wo mi amfa ho. Sika bebre be o manya na ba mu nyina no enso omo. E wo so omo san so say yakwaye say ensuo kum nipa. Jeje small scale miners concessions. And your maybe so and come and Penya Akufo-Addo will resign that. Because he placed his presidency on the line for this fight. In the other framework, you see any brain soldier in Tiakamu say you need na soja. Baby, your mine bo. These are serious issues. Ghana Nibia Wutie be an enkase enyaw emfa ho. And enkase politicians nyina ye pe yenye pe. NDC abreso 500 excavators anyra. NDC abreso na River Cobra any River Pra na enti say the anaye hu ni na ministers presidents impanyinfo ye galamsey ebi nsi Ghana bakose muda nti maye nya equalization dia na eno no embodi nipa bonefo mo wa ban we mu a omo ye galamsey ese yakwaye ene ye nsuo mo ma ye nsori na ye NDC for there ena mienu eda ye nimi ye ka ye ho abom me ne national organizer ne party impanyinfo ye the petition kwa akoma special prosecutor say Frempong Boatin galamsey report yi e was all hwehwem na omo e was say wo chi omo animanimu ya atoto oma no e was say wo ye enya say wo no so na was all resign because we are demanding justice and we are demanding action, and if they don't give us justice we will hit the streets, we will go to their homes. Ye be mo hu say omo ntumi ni omo ma omo yere nom ni omo side chicks and enjoy from galamsey omo dia say nipa nsuo edi kum nipa na Ghana for the ya ye kum sa enye hwe na yeye enu ti ye the petition ni be call special prosecutor ho na ye bibia akwa speaker of parliament na ya hwe say ye frame ra se bebiafo no mo san so bebie mu a ombe ye nhwehwemu afa report we ho any Al Jazeera gold mafia report no because ni nyina no e ya asem baako na san nhwehwemu we no Ghana fo nyina ye pese ye hu de atuam because ye sika e na ye de abo sa galamsey kun we e ho ka since 2017 billions of money wasted. The omode told drones wasted. The omode ma operation Vanguard for a share. The omode ma galam stop a share billions of money. And unti say ye hu hwehwemu a I was here, yeah, man, be TV so near you know, you be feeling gadochi. Na she baby from from pon watin. No me church sansem we mu nyina. Now almost say anya no kura no almost for dance emra. Because there are pictures and there are videos. Na yetena wo ya rehan ya de we so kataso mu aso a. Enchirima beba, and they will not forgive any of us for allowing the destruction of our environment in this manner. Thank you.
Hello. We continue to acknowledge the presence of our Director of International Relations, Honorable Alex Segwefia, our Deputy National General Secretary, Lawyer Barbara Sewa. We have our Deputy General Secretary for the UK Ireland branch, Mr. Van Bels. I think I saw him here. Thank you. If we have any questions, we'll take 5 questions and all, and then we close. Yes, I think a few of them have 3. So we have 3 questions and then we close. So 1. Your name and media house. Please, Mr. DJ Janyumbo.
So my name is Wisdom. I work for the XYZ Broadcasting Limited. I want to know, the president has asked that the CID carries out investigations into this. Why then do you want to go before Parliament to set up a probe? Again, we know over time, a number of probes have been held before Parliament. Ejura is example, Ayawaso West Wagon, in the full glare of the public. Nothing came out of it. So would you say that you are just going to waste Ghanaians' time to say that we should go for a probe? And then the special prosecutor, he has come out to say that he's not well resourced. Are you just not going to burden him with this work again?
All right, next question. Next, if there's none, we move on. Al Jazeera. You want to ask a question? No. Next question. Next. I'm sure you're all okay. Okay. They are done.
Okay, it's just one question. 3 in 1. CID is not an option. Do you recall the Galamsey fraud documentary by Anas? Anas petitioned the special prosecutor at the time, Martin Amidu, to investigate it. Before Martin Amidu could start his investigations, the CID under the leadership of Tiwa Adodankwa said she was also investigating the matter when no petition had been sent to her office. Only for us to be told later that Charles Bisu, that presidential staffer, who was seen on tape taking bribes from illegal Chinese miners, had been, cleared, whitewashed. So the CID is under the control of the executive, and we cannot trust them. At least for this special prosecutor, on paper, he is independent. And we want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he has a conscience. He has some patriotism in him. And he is also alarmed and disgusted about the impunity going on all in the name of Galamsey. And we want to trust that he will do the right thing. And that is why we are saying, because it borders on criminality, because the breach of the Minerals and Mining Act is a constitute crime, we are expecting him to act. Parliamentary probe, very important because of transparency. Parliament doesn't have prosecutorial powers. So we are not expecting that Parliament will end up prosecuting people. But they have oversight over the executive. And it is important for them to be seen as exercising that oversight. But what a parliamentary probe will do is that it will carry the entire nation along. We will all watch the proceedings on TV, like it happened in the case of the Sputnik V vaccine scandal. And by the way, I am one of the critics of Parliament. But let's be fair to give credit where credit is due. Not everything has gone wrong with this Parliament. Because the Sputnik V vaccine scandal inquiry is one of such examples where through an inquiry, which was televised on TV, we stopped that criminal contracts, and the monies which have been paid to that sheikh in Dubai for those inflated vaccines were refunded to the state. And so we would want to hope that the special prosecutor and Parliament will rise to the occasion and do what is expected of them. And also, whether or not this investigation will overburden the special prosecutor who says he's under-resourced, well, you don't need any money to investigate this Al Jazeera documentary and Frimpong Boateng report. Frimpong Boateng has done all the work.
This program is rated PG. It contains scenes of brief nudity, mild violence, and strong language. Parental guidance is advised.
It's DJ Faculty.
I'll be back.
Smoke on the beat, boy. Yeah. Flow, got it, chilisi. I pull up in the game, nigga, feeling me. Bantabacho, Ginasterini. I'm sick. Pila Gadi Pidisi. You to the cat at the chat. Give me a sharp on the fat. Get to the money into the 50. You can't feel like it's a target. Flow, back on my wall. It's the party. Muswengo me see. Kaboya take us a magic. Nala manchaga keep it fire like our mouth. Get us a tuk. Karamori. Get sleep at my money machine raging chang. I tell la Maria Hota Mogi Pilang. I got my shoulder by little hole and 20 FM. And I do it easy. And 20 FM. I'll show pay here every summer. Should I do it how I want?
Ebe, nyumbeng ni, wedi ya baranya, amono chiao.